All right, I think we're live. Whenever people start coming in, leave a comment and let me know that you're here so we can get started. All right, hopefully that notification will go out and then we will be all set. All right, there are a few people trickling in. Leave me a note when you get here and let me know that you're here. Anybody gonna leave a comment, or am I just not seeing any? Let me open this up in YouTube. This happens every time we do this. Oh, there you guys are. Okay, thank you. So, something about this software, and I'm just not loving it. I'm still getting used to it, but sometimes I just can't see your comments, and it's so frustrating because I feel like people are asking questions, saying hello, things like that, and I just never see them. Tom, my friend from Malibu, I need to know what the weather is like over there because I have to tell you, it has been snowing in Cleveland all week and it is killing me. It is the end of April. What the heck is going on? Yeah, John says that he misses Luke. We do too. I actually just talked to him this morning. I am definitely missing working with him just as much as you guys are missing seeing his face in these videos. NYC, hey, good to see a familiar face here. How are you doing? Eric says I'm full screen tonight. Yes, I think I finally figured out what I'm doing here. So I'm still, like I said, getting used to this software a little bit and figuring all of this out. So thank you guys for pointing that out last time so I could take care of it for tonight. 81 in Malibu, you're killing me. It was, I think, 30 degrees and snowing here yesterday. It was crazy. Michael says, have you seen Gotham on Netflix? I have not, but it's definitely on my list. It looks right up my alley. Thank you to everyone, too, who has been sending me messages on Facebook and Twitter with recommendations for shows. They're all making my list, and I'm super excited about it, so thank you. Bill G says, good evening. Where has cord cutting today been? Yeah, so let me explain that. It's completely on me, to be honest. Philip is out this week and he has been our host for cord cutting today. So since he isn't here, I have just not picked up the slack on that and I'm really sorry. We have just been swamped with all of this writing news and being one person down. I know that we got bought by another company, but we're still a super small team. So I've just been struggling a little to keep up with everything and haven't been able to do the videos. But Hopefully I can do one this week. Maybe on Friday, I'll just do a full recap from the week. What would you guys think about that? Just a big Friday, here's everything that happened this week video. Chris wants to know if I got a new camera. I did not. I think I'm just getting better at using everything. Bob says, hello from Macedonia. Lousy weather here too. Yeah, what gives? It's the end of April. This is crazy. John says, why does Recast always disconnect? It's driving me nuts. Ethernet is on. Both had disconnects after a few days. I'm not sure. And I hate to say this, but whenever you ask Amazon or Roku or any of these companies for help, they tell you to just disconnect and reconnect everything. So beyond that, if you've already tried, I'm not so sure. Is there a way that you can do a hard reset on it? Something like that? Otherwise, I'm not sure I have any good advice for you other than asking Amazon about it or checking out their support page. But yeah, I think a hard reset is my only suggestion. Eric says there was a NVIDIA Shield video uploaded today. Yeah, so Philip recorded that one before he left last week, just to take a week off. Yeah, so I thought it was really cool. I really like what he's doing with those videos. I think that he's very creative and he has all these really good ideas. So I'm really loving seeing what he's doing with the videos. Meanwhile, I can barely get my live stream to work every week, but here we are this week. Woo! Richard says it would be nice to see a recap on Friday. Okay, noted. Yeah, I will work on that. Maybe I can record it on Thursday night. The other problem, for those of you who have been here for a while, especially in the podcast days, you might remember that there has been construction going on both sides of my apartment nonstop just for months. It's been insane. So it's really hard to find a quiet spot and a quiet time to record videos. So yeah, let me work on that. But yeah, I'll try to get something up on Friday, or maybe I can even upload on Saturday. Brett says, great weather in Washington until it started raining. Yeah, it's currently raining over here too, but I'm just glad the snow stopped. John said, I'm not calling Amazon anymore. Yeah, I think everyone is just so swamped with customer service calls right now. I'm not surprised if you can't get through or get an answer. I will say that for most of these companies, a really good way to reach them is through Twitter. Their customer support has been really active on Twitter. I think it's just easier for them with so many people working from home. So, yeah, that would be my suggestion too, is to go to Twitter. Clever, thank you so much. Really appreciate that nice comment. Thank you. Lil wants to know how Philip is taking a week off. He deserves it, trust me. He has been doing so much. NYC says, Philip reminds me of Tom from Toonami. I don't know that reference, but I will write that down and I will send him an email and tell him to check it out. I'm sure that he will get a kick out of it. Richard says, I saw on Twitter that you and Luke were just talking about that last week. Yeah, Luke and I are always talking on Twitter and calling and texting, so he is still very much in the loop about what's going on, and I always have a million questions for him, so he sometimes watches these videos too, so if you give him a shout out right now, he'll probably see it. Chris says, Amazon is shut the phone line down. Yeah, a lot of companies are doing most of their customer support online instead of over the phone. So like I said, if you need to reach out to Amazon, Roku, any of these companies, I would suggest going to Twitter. Like I said, their customer service has been more active on social media. Mickey says, hi, did you hear HBO Max launches on the 27th of May? I'm super excited. Yes. So this was just announced yesterday. We have a couple of posts up over on the site. We have one announcing the new launch date of May 27th. I'm very excited too. And then we have another one that Tamara wrote that we posted, I believe, early this morning. And that is about the Hulu Originals that are coming to, the Max Originals that are coming to HBO Max. So definitely check that post out. There are not a ton of originals coming out at launch. Unfortunately, with coronavirus, production just got delayed on a lot of stuff, so we'll have to wait for a lot of the new shows, but there are a few coming out. Also, lots of good deals for AT&T customers. We have a post up about that as well. So if you are an AT&T wireless or internet or anything customer, definitely check out that post and see if you qualify for some free HBO Max. Hey everybody, good to see some more people coming in. Hello. John says, everyone stay safe from this coronavirus outbreak. Stay safe and stay calm and stay strong and stay positive. Yes, lots of positive energy. Definitely, I hope everyone is staying home and staying safe, staying healthy right now. Dale says, it's 90 degrees in South Florida. You've got to be kidding me. Jeez Louise. I moved to the wrong state, you guys. Eddie, I think I missed your question. You were asking about AT&T, not AT&T TV Now. Can you re-ask? I think I missed it, and I'm scrolling up and not seeing it. Richard says, I like the story you did about Voodoo purchased by Fandango. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was kind of surprising news. I don't think I was expecting Fandango to be purchasing Voodoo. I don't really know who I thought it would be, but yeah, that was really interesting. So, in case you haven't heard, Walmart's streaming service Voodoo, which is very similar to Fandango Now, it got purchased by Fandango. So we're not sure yet if the two will combine. As of now, people with a Voodoo account and people with a Fandango Now account can keep using them as normal. They are not combining them yet. That could very well happen in the future. It would make sense if it did. But right now you can still use your same login credentials, your library is the same, everything's good to go. Jeff says, everyone tells me I should go with a NVIDIA Shield and a Fire Stick. You can choose one or the other. You really probably don't need both. Yeah, just personal preference. NVIDIA Shield is an Android TV. Fire Stick is Amazon's. It's less expensive if that's something that you're concerned about. Both of them work well. So just depends on what you're looking for, what your preferences are. Amazing Eric says, Roku currently has free shipping. Yes, I meant to do a post about that today, so thank you for the reminder. Things got a little bit busy today. Roku, yes, currently has free shipping on their products, and it might be faster to order a new Roku directly rather than Amazon. Absolutely, agreed. I think Amazon is a little swamped. They're also prioritizing, which I think is fantastic. They're prioritizing certain packages to go out first, and then other things are getting delayed shipping, just to make sure that the people who really need things immediately are getting them in time. Jim says, anything yet on the new TiVo streaming device? Let me tell you, I have been reaching out to all of my contacts over there, trying to find out what's going on. As of now, we do not know when this stinking TiVo device is coming out. They are teasing us on Twitter right now, and they just keep saying that it's coming soon, but we don't know when. But believe me, I will post about it the second I hear about it. John says, Fire Stick is great. You can hook a controller to it and play games. Old NES games and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a really good point. A lot of streaming services do have games available that you can download. Some for free, some that you have to purchase. But yeah, that's a really good point, and I think a lot of people forget that you can use streaming devices to play games too. I have my Nintendo Switch hooked up to my TV right now, and let me tell you, it's taking up all of my free time. The little free time I have is all spent playing games on Nintendo Switch. Oh, Eddie, thank you for reposting your question. Do you think AT&T TV will add more local channels? I live in Los Angeles, and I miss having Channel 5 News, which it doesn't have at the moment. It's completely up in the air right now. So there were a lot of licensing issues, a lot of, money talks that needed to happen. So a lot of local channels are missing from streaming services right now, and it'll just be a matter of whether or not they can negotiate for the packages and the prices that they're looking for. So unfortunately, I don't have any insight about whether or not they will add more, but it's definitely a possibility. Also, if it's something that you're really looking for, you can reach out to AT&T just to let them know, hey, this is the market I live in. I really want my local channels. I'm not sure how much of an impact that will make, but it couldn't hurt. Yeah, we're getting a lot of Roku support. I'm curious, what do all of you guys use to do your streaming on? I know Roku is super popular with cord cutters news readers, but yeah, I'm still curious, what do you guys use? Brian says Apple TV and Apple Arcade, definitely. I know my cousins are very into that right now. I've been getting some text messages about some game playing going on over at their house. John says NVIDIA Shield is more powerful. Yeah, that's true, and some people don't need more power in their streaming device. Like I said, just depends on what you're looking for. John, have a great night. Happy to hear that your church has gone virtual during the pandemic. Stay safe and have a good night. Bill says you can check on News On. What are we checking on News On? I think I missed that one. Jeff says, I'm new to this and bought a Roku Ultra, but I'm also asking about security from coming in to my setup, like a router and a cable modem. Does anyone have any insight? I don't know much about the whole tech security situation. Do we know if one device is better than another? That's something that I'll definitely have Philip look into whenever he gets back. I think that would be a great post about just being safe and secure with your streaming device. Apple TV, Roku, NVIDIA. Oh, I've got a little bit of everything. I like that. It's good to see. A lot of times whenever I ask this question, we just get a ton of Roku and nothing else, or a ton of Fire TV and nothing else. So really interesting. Richard says, I've started to follow a channel here on YouTube about the original C-band satellite making a comeback. That's really interesting. Shoot me an email or something from the website and let me know what that YouTube channel is. I'll check it out. I will forget, though. I would just ask you to post it here, but I'll forget 100%. Eric says, I use Roku on 4 TVs. I have a Fire TV and 2 TVs to watch Twitch. Holy smokes. You have more screens than I do. At work, everyone laughs at me when I tell them that I always have 4 screens sitting in front of me at any given time while I'm working during the day, so you might have me beat on the TV front, though. Brian has rated his top streaming devices. He says Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. You say 4, but I'm only seeing 3 listed there. Yeah, I really like this variety. Cool. So you guys are saying some of you use NVIDIA Shield, some use Apple TV, Fire Stick, Fire TV. Not seeing a ton of Rokus. That's interesting. Bill says news on for local news. Yeah, that's a good one. We have a post up somewhere over at Cord Cutters News. If you just search for free news, you'll find all kinds of posts about free news services, also different news channels that are currently offering free trials and things. So definitely check that out if you're looking for a free source. Jeff, thank you. I know I'm a little awkward in videos. That's why I hate doing the cord cutting today so much, but I like doing these. It's easy to just sit down and talk to you guys for a while, but thank you for the encouragement. Martin made a good point. Yeah, so the NVIDIA Shield, we mentioned that it was more powerful. You can add more storage. I've heard people say it's faster. I have not done any kind of speed test myself. I know that's something that Luke did. Hopefully something that Philip will do in videos as well. Also, if you have any video ideas for us, if there's something that you're really wanting to see him review or a feature that you want him to highlight in a video, let us know, definitely. You can always head over to cordcuttersnews.com, click on that Contact Us button, and shoot us an email. John says Roku is having issues with certain apps lately. Yeah, I've been seeing more of this lately. So Roku has been having some issues. I've heard of Amazon having some. I just put up a post earlier today where the NVIDIA Shield was having some 4K streaming issues with Amazon. And apparently Amazon is releasing an update. It's been out for the past couple of days, and it's still rolling out to some devices right now over the next few days. So it should hopefully take care of that. So if you are using a NVIDIA Shield and you've noticed that you can't get 4K streaming from your Amazon app, you should have an update either now or soon. You might have to do a manual update of the app. Reliance, hey, another friendly face. You have 4 Rokus. Sounds about right. After over a year of working for Cord Cutters News, I've accumulated quite a few streaming devices. I like them all. I don't know that I have a preference. I would say I probably use my Roku more than anything, but yeah, I like all of them. Bill brought up my favorite topic, the Apple TV remote. Let me tell you about my hate for this remote. He says, Apple TV would be my favorite if there was a new remote. I completely agree. I'm very much hoping that they release a new Apple TV soon, and I'm very much hoping that it comes with a new remote, but we will see. Richard says, last week I got a good deal on Voodoo. I got all 12 seasons of Big Bang Theory for $100. That's an awesome deal. I've noticed that they've been having deals on all seasons of The Office, all seasons of Friends. So yeah, if you're looking for a good deal, head on over to Voodoo. They're still offering lots of deals and things too. The sale to Fandango has not affected that. Commodore fan says Hulu has had issues. I noticed it was down a few days ago. Unfortunately, by the time I saw it, it was already back up, so I didn't post about it, but Eric says that when I did cord cutting today videos in the past, I was a little nervous. Hopefully she's less nervous in future daily videos. Let me tell you guys a quick story, and then we'll get back to the questions. When I did my first Cord Cutting Today videos, I was in Texas visiting Luke in the office. I think I was bamboozled a little bit. I was not ready to do a video, and I didn't know what I was doing, and he just said, do it all in one take. So I tried, and my voice was shaky. I was also sick all week from being in the airport, and whew, it was not a good time. I feel like I've gotten a little better, but definitely filming videos is not my favorite, I won't lie. Anyway, back to the questions. NYC says, I read somewhere that Joy of Painting with Bob Ross will be leaving Netflix. I had no idea it was even on Netflix. Yeah, from what I understand, it's still on Netflix unless something happened recently. It was on there. But yeah, there is a new channel coming out dedicated to Bob Ross. Let me see if I can find that for you real quick. I've not been having the best luck finding posts to share with you guys while we're doing these videos, but let's see here. Oh, here we go. Tamara wrote this post about Bob Ross episodes being free on YouTube. So here is the link for that. So yeah, it would actually completely make sense if they were leaving Netflix, just because now they're for free on YouTube. And I want to say too that there is a Bob Ross dedicated channel coming out, a streaming service just for Bob Ross. So yeah, it would make sense if they're pulling them from Netflix. Commodore says Hulu has had issues on and off for the past 6 months or so, mostly in the mornings with Live not working. That's interesting. I use Hulu with Live. I use most of the streaming services, to be honest. I have not noticed any issues, but then again, I am not watching TV in the morning, so maybe that's why I haven't caught them. But definitely send us an email anytime that you notice it's out. Whenever I get an email about a Hulu outage, I will then check social media just to see if other people are also posting about it. And then I'll check Down Detector to see if it's a widespread problem. And if it is, then we'll go ahead and post about it. Robert, hey, how are you? You are always sending me emails and I appreciate them so, so much. Thank you for that. He says Bob Ross has his own live channel on Twitch. I did not know that. That's exciting. He's everywhere right now. He has his own channel. He's on YouTube. He's on Twitch. Awesome. Good to know that you can find this stuff everywhere. I'm assuming people get on Twitch and try to do the painting along with Bob Ross, which I think would be hilarious to watch. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos like that and they crack me up. All right, more questions. Let's see here. Chris says, for LA, ABC7 and NBC Southern California have an app. CBS2 is on the CBS News app. KTLA 5 does stream the news on their website. So those are some good options for the LA area. Brett says Netflix navigation on Apple TV seems to slow down. I would just assume it's because so many people are at home right now. So many people are streaming. We've been posting all kinds of stuff. We're actually all getting a little sick of writing and reading these posts about how streaming is up with coronavirus. It makes sense. We're all home. We're all streaming. I think that it's just too many people trying to use it all at once. So hopefully things will get back to normal soon for a lot of reasons, including that it'll make it easier for everyone to watch Netflix. John says we got the Circle Network in Middle Tennessee finally. That's awesome. I always love sharing stories about networks expanding to new areas. I know there are some channels that some people just can't get, so it's always nice when those get updated. Brian says Apple's latest update allows developers to write one app for iOS and have it automatically format to fit tvOS, macOS, and iPad. Interesting. So down the road, Apple TV would likely get updates from developers first. That is very cool. Good to know. I like this one. Randy says that MST3K has its own Twitch. I bet that is hilarious. I'm not on Twitch, but now I feel like I should. Would anyone get on Twitch and just watch me play The Sims for hours? Because that sounds like a great weekend. Talonda says, Jess, when is Apple TV coming to LG TV? That's a great question. I have not heard any rumors about that. I've not heard of any upcoming news about that, but I think the Apple TV has some announcements coming up soon. So hopefully when that happens, actually let me make a note right now to watch for those updates. And if they share any news about that, we'll definitely post about it and we'll definitely be on YouTube talking about it too. Just make a note to look at Apple updates. Thank you. Brian wants to know if there's Locast in Cleveland. No, unfortunately. Locast, I think, is such a cool service. I question whether it's legal. They say that they're completely legal. There's a huge battle going on right now. They ask for $5 donations, but people say that they're forced to give that donation. So a lot of things up in the air with Locast right now. But if it's available in your area, then it is technically free live local channels. So it is legal as of now. As of now, Locast is legal. So if you have it in your area, it's worth trying. Mickey says, I want Voodoo to stay. It's the only way that I can watch Superman 2, Richard Donner cut. Love that I can wish list Superman in its own category and categorize them in the way that I want. Yeah, Voodoo is a really great service, and I hope that they keep it as close to the same as possible. I would say down the road, it's likely that Voodoo and Fandango now will combine in some way, but it's also possible that they'll take the best aspects of both and sort of bring them together. So, you might still get all of those features. It's hard to say, but for right now, your content library is safe, your watch list, everything is safe. They're not going anywhere, so for now, you can still enjoy it. No promises about the future. Sage Sister says, I love Lowcast. Yeah, the people that use it really seem to like it. The only complaint that I really hear is that $5 donation. John says, how many people out there still use a Blu-ray player or even player? Right here. I have a DVD player hooked up to my TV right now. I will say it's been nice. A couple of times my internet has gone out, especially right after I moved into this apartment. There were a couple of times where my internet was out a little bit, and I plugged in that DVD player and watched a movie. Commodore says, I have an LG at work and a Philips in my game room family room. How do you like them? What do you think? John says, if they request donations on Lowcast, it sounds like they're a nonprofit. They are, yes. They are run by the Sports Coalition. There's another word in that title. But yes, it is a nonprofit, and they believe that everyone should have access to live local news channels and sports and entertainment. So they provide them as a public service, is what they say. So yes, they say that they are completely legal. However, some of the big broadcast networks disagree with that and say that they're infringing on copyright. So I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out, but I think everything's probably a little bit on hold right now just with coronavirus and everything. So we will look for updates in the future. Franchise, thank you for that nice compliment. He says, Jess, you've truly come into your own on Q&A. Great job. Thank you so much. Luke taught me well, so I've watched him for a long time. And yeah, I really like this. It's a nice way to end the day, just hopping on here and talking to you guys for a while. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And again, sorry about the cord cutting today. I really had great intentions of getting on the computer in the mornings and recording those videos real quick, but between earnings calls and early morning breaking news and all kinds of other stuff, time got away from me this week a little bit, more than a little bit. But Philip will be back on Monday, so you can expect some cord cutting today videos. And like I said, I'll try to do one Friday or maybe Saturday morning with a recap of the week's news. We'll see how that goes, but I won't make any promises, but I will try to do that. Willie says, I like to stream online, but I like DVDs too. Yeah, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. I also really like buying digital versions of movies and keeping them in a digital library. Voodoo is a great one for that. Redbox is another one. Fandango Now is another one. I think they're all really great. So yeah, I like doing that too. I just like having options. All right, let's see. John says, Redbox is still supporting DVD rentals over their streaming service, Not Smart with COVID-19. I noticed that too. I think I got an ad for Redbox saying something about stopping into a kiosk. I don't know. Yeah, something about that seems not quite safe to me, but who knows? Bala says, which streaming service works best with Alexa for changing channels? I would say anything Amazon Fire TV. Amazon Prime Video is a streaming service that you'll want to check out. But if your streaming device is Alexa enabled, you should be able to use most streaming services. You should be able to open them, switch channels, control your content, and so on. Excuse me. Bill says, I think Lowcast would be legal if they didn't put the $5 donation screens every so often. I know they need to pay for bandwidth. Yeah, I was actually reading something from them about how... Oh, I got fuzzy for a second. Sorry, I bumped my desk. Lowcast. They were saying how expensive it is to start up in new cities, so they want to expand. I know they're in Puerto Rico now, and they're in a bunch of cities around the U.S., so it's very expensive for them to get into those cities and start serving that area. And I think that's where some of that money is going. Also, yeah, they just have to pay licensing fees and things. I think, I'm not sure how this all works being a nonprofit. But yeah, that is the biggest complaint for sure, that they always are asking for $5 donations. So legal or not, I suppose we will find out soon enough. Furo 99, I don't know how I'm pronouncing your name. I'm turning into Luke right now. He says Locust needs to open up their city markets more. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just so expensive for them to go into a new city. So it's definitely slowing them down. I know that they would like to be in more cities across the US, but it's very expensive. Robert says Sling TV works with Alexa voice. Yeah, I think at this point most of them have Alexa support. Darren says Amazon Prime Video has a lot of good movies. Absolutely. So many to choose from. If you're already subscribed to Amazon Prime, then you can go ahead and use Amazon Video, and there is a ton to choose from. Lots of them are free with your subscription. You can also rent and buy movies. I'm getting lots of emails. If I keep looking up in the corner, it's because my email alerts are on and I keep getting pings over here. Talonda says, Jess, is Hulu live streaming in 1080p now? I'm not sure. Is it? Did I miss something? Was there a change there? John wants to know what I think about HBO Max. I think it sounds really cool. I'm excited for it. Like I always say, the more options, the better. I'm not mad about having more options to choose from. I think it is kind of getting to a point where it's like you really have to pick and choose which ones you want, because there are so many options that it's impossible to subscribe to all of them. You'd be spending thousands of dollars a month, and no one wants that. Many of us are cord cutters because we want to save money. So, but yeah, as far as HBO Max, I'm excited about it. I think that once they can get back to production, they'll have some really good originals. Personally, I'm kind of excited about the Punky Brewster reboot. I feel like I'll relive my childhood a little bit with that one. There is some good stuff in the pipeline, so I kind of feel bad for them that coronavirus really slowed down production for a lot of their shows. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Robert says, will Hulu subscribers that have HBO get HBO Max for free? I'm not sure. I'm still very fuzzy on the details. I did do a post about how AT&T customers will get HBO Max for free, but I think that we're still waiting to see some of the details about like Hulu, YouTube TV, and others, where you can subscribe to HBO Max, or where you can subscribe to HBO, sorry, and whether that will translate to HBO Max. So once I find all of that out, I'll definitely post about it. Sorry, it's all this talking. Lots of questions about Luke. That's okay. I'll answer them again. Not a problem. John says, hello, Jess. Looks like you took over for Luke. Sort of. So Luke sold Cord Cutters News a while back. He has done posts. He's done a YouTube video about it. And yeah, so we are now working for a new company. I'm still here. I'm still in my position. I have, I guess, kind of a new job title. I'm now the editor of Cord Cutters News. Tamara is still here also. We have a new writer, Philip, who is on our team. We also have a couple new contributors, which is very cool. Devon and Artie are both doing some posts for us too. So still a very small team, and we're all kind of doing a little bit of everything. It's been really fun. Luke is still kind of around. He's no longer at the company, but he is answering all of my questions for me every day, which is great. All right, let me see here. Travis wants to know how old I am. Kind of a weird question, but that's fine. I'm 33. Franchise says you should have a Coke like Luke used to. You know what? I'm not much of a Coke drinker, and I feel like Luke was very brave for drinking Coke in videos. I would be burping the entire time, and no one needs that. No one needs me burping into the microphone. I have my water in my trusty Cord Cutters News mug. Blackworm says it was a bit rude to ask my age. That's fine. I don't mind saying it. I'm 33. Richard says, I heard the last season of Lost in Space will be out in spring 2021 on Netflix. I have not seen that, but if I can find some more info about that, we'll definitely write a post. All right. Any more questions out there? It looks like things are coming in a little bit more slowly now. Amazing Eric says I'm the editor, but not the editor-in-chief yet, you know? I'll work my way up, I guess. Colin says, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Today was a really good day. I was up super early to catch this AT&T earnings call this morning. They released their Q1 financial report, and we covered that early this morning. So a little earlier than I would have liked, but that's okay. They have lost a ton of video subscribers. I don't think that was very surprising to anyone. They've also lost AT&T TV Now subscribers. So again, yeah, not super surprising. This was the fourth quarter in a row that AT&T TV Now was down subscribers. I don't think anyone was surprised about paid TV subscribers being down also, but they don't seem super fazed by coronavirus. They said they're just going to keep on going, and they're very excited about HBO Max. Alan says, I hope the new company is taking good care of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's a really good group of people. It's interesting moving from such a very small company where there were only a few of us working full-time to now working for a very big company with lots of moving parts. But our team over there is amazing. Some really good people, some very smart people who really know what they're doing. So it's been an adventure for sure. Quite the adjustment, but it's been fun. I'm enjoying it. Richard says it's all over YouTube about the last season of Lost in Space. I'll have to check it out. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't had enough time to just like sit down and really dig around for other things. So yeah, I will definitely do that. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm losing my voice with all of this talking. Furrow says, my wife watches Governor Mike DeWine's speeches rewind after work on Roku YouTube, and it's always commercial free. We call it over here in Ohio, I'm not sure if you're in Ohio too, but we call it Wine with DeWine. At the end of the day, just sit down and listen to the governor. Manny says, Luke has a new channel review guy. It's actually called Guy Reviews, I believe. Yes, he is on YouTube. He's also been very active on Twitter at Luke BK, I believe, is his Twitter handle. He has been all over Twitter. I think that he might be getting bored now that he is not at Cord Cutters News. So if you have any questions for Luke, head on over to Twitter. Franchise says, Jess, have you heard anything about Zumo as it was just purchased? Surprisingly, no. We have not heard a whole lot about Zumo since the acquisition. I'm expecting that we'll see some big changes, but I think right now everything's just sort of up in the air because of coronavirus again. I believe the purchase was just before coronavirus, if I'm remembering correctly. A lot of these free services are getting snapped up, so it's sometimes hard to differentiate. So they're all kind of blurring together in my head a little bit. But yeah, I'm expecting to see some big changes at Zumo, just as far as more content. I really feel like they're going to do the same thing as what happened with Pluto TV, where it got a ton of Viacom CBS content. So I'm expecting the same with Zumo. Colin says, Jess, has NBC said anything else about early release of Peacock? Not yet. I'm really looking forward to that. I would love to see them release early. I think it would make really good financial sense for them to do it now, just with so many people streaming at the moment. But no, we haven't gotten any more details yet, but I'm keeping an eye out. Oh, this is fun. Richard says this fall, Christmas time, the new Dune movie is coming out. I love the Dune books. Awesome. Yeah, I think, isn't there a Dune, either movie or TV show coming to HBO Max? Is that true? I remember writing something about that, but I write so much. Sometimes it's hard to remember. Like I said, everything is just blurring together in my head, especially by, 8 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. I can't remember anything. Darren says, I just saw the post about AT&T expanding 5G networks to include 90 new areas. Yes, I just posted that not very long ago, toward the end of the day, I believe. Let me grab that link for you guys. All right, I'm going to post that in the chat. Yeah, so AT&T expanded their 5G network to 90 new areas. I won't list them all because no one needs that. but they are all listed in the post, along with a quote from AT&T just about how they want to cover the rest of the US. Colin says, Jess, when did Netflix add Community? Just a couple weeks ago, I believe, is when I first started seeing Twitter notes about it. I love Community, so I have already started watching again from the beginning. But yeah, it's only been up for a couple weeks, I believe. Bill says, Peacock wants to avoid the problem Disney Plus had when they launched. Yeah, that's true. And I would much rather wait a little longer for a streaming service to launch than have it launch with a bunch of weird issues and things that they would have to work through. And I know that it would save them a lot of time, energy, stress to hold off as long as possible. But I also think that if they have the ability to launch early, great timing. Commodore says COVID has halted a lot of shows, for sure. Yeah, production has pretty much stopped on most things, which is frustrating but completely understandable. I think that Reed Hastings from Netflix, the CEO, had a really good comment in a video chat that they did yesterday, where he was just saying that he wants to make sure that he has a safe work environment for everybody involved before they even try to get back to normal. So I appreciate that. I think that safety is, especially now, the absolute priority. So good for them for stopping everything. John says, they're supposed to be on my Flex device. I can't even use it. Peacock, yeah, is supposed to be on Flex devices. That's interesting. Have you done an update yet? Have you reached out to support at all? Oh, it says it's coming soon. If your device needs an update, I would say try that and see if it shows up, because yeah, it should be on there. Aaron says, an article I read mentioned that the CBS Sunday movie is going to come back in May. I think that's a movie lineup that all of their networks could be usable more often on linear channels. I've not heard anything about that, but I will look into it. Sorry about that, guys. Reliance says, I had no problems with Disney. Yeah, I didn't either. The only thing that I did notice was that I got a lot of scammy emails telling me that I had to make changes to my account, which luckily I could tell that they were scammy emails and not a real thing, so I did not click any links. I know a lot of people did. So something to look out for. John says, they're launching Peacock, yes, but some of their content has been delayed. Yeah, definitely. It's been a huge problem, unfortunately. Lots of delays because of coronavirus. I mean, they had to shut down production everywhere. It just wasn't safe for the cast and the crews and everyone involved. Deborah says, I just upgraded from Hulu to Hulu with no ads. Don't mind waiting until the next day, but I hate ads. You're not alone. It's really interesting, too. I feel like every time I see a report that asks people about whether they will pay more to not have ads or whether they would rather pay less and have ads, it seems like it's completely different every time. So it's nice that there's an option for everybody. Hi, Jess. Here's my weekly one question in the chat. Where's Luke? Once again, Luke sold the company. He is no longer with Cord Cutters News. He could very well be watching this video right now. Sometimes he will chime in and send me a quick text while we're all chatting over here, but I've not gotten any yet tonight. I think that the question, where is Luke? He is right now at home, very much enjoying his free time. He just posted a picture on Twitter either today or yesterday where he was sitting back watching some old football games, looking out over his backyard, having a great time. So yeah, Luke is just fine, but now enjoying some free time now that he's not with Cord Cutters. Paul Smith says, I subscribe to AT&T TV Now, 500 our DVR. I love it, 1 year free of HBO. So yes, got it. Paul, sorry if I missed your message. I have been rambling a little bit and have not been seeing some of the messages come in. Yeah, AT&T TV Now, 500 hours of DVR. Awesome. Is it 500? That seems like so much. I don't know why I thought it was less. and 1 year free of HBO Max when it comes out. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that was very smart of AT&T to offer so many customers. They said millions of customers will get at least a few months of of HBO Max free when it's launched in May. Billy says, if AT&T TV Now is going away, what do you recommend that will give me the channels I want? I would say check out our comparison post. Let me find it. This microphone is in the way of my keyboard. I would say check out our comparison post and just look at which services offer the channels that you're looking for. It completely depends on which ones are a priority for you and which ones you could do without. So let me copy and paste this into the chat. TomTom wants to know what Luke is doing since he left Cord Cutters. He has been watching a lot of repeat football games. He has been spending a lot of time at Walmart. If you are following him on Twitter, you will see lots of different posts about what's in stock at Walmart right now, what's going on over there. So, he's having a great time. I think he's maybe getting a little bit bored. So if you have questions for him, go ahead and go to Twitter and strike up a conversation. Commodore says CBS owns Pluto TV. I don't know why they don't just push that library over there instead. So CBS actually has a strategy. There is a reason for everything they're doing, which they've explained in earnings calls. And they have said that they like having Pluto TV as its own separate service, keeping it completely free. They have no plans to change it to a paid service. They like having a free tier and then a paid tier with CBS All Access and then a premium tier with, is it Showtime or Stars that they own? One of those premium services. But anyway, they like having all three tiers. John says, as time goes by, the more channels I discover I don't need. Yeah, same, surprisingly. I like having the option of lots of different channels and lots of things to watch. But yeah, I have my few that I watch all the time. And other than that, I don't know. Paul says, is AT&T TV Now going out of business? What do you know? I don't know much, unfortunately. There has been some talk of AT&T TV Now going out of business, especially with the launch of HBO Max, which, as we have heard AT&T say, is now their main focus. They're really pushing AT&T TV, the cable-like service, as well as HBO Max. So I would not be surprised to see AT&T TV Now leave once Max is launched. Billy says, hello, Jess, doing a great job tonight. Thank you so much. By the way, thanks for responding to my tweets sometimes, being that you're so buzz. Be safe. Talk to you later. Here's some tea. Thank you so much. I could use some tea. I know I say it every week, but as soon as we're done here, I will go make my cup of tea. I do it pretty much every night. Yeah, I'm over on Twitter too, @JessTypes. So if you ever want to reach me outside of email or these weekly chats, you can find me over there. And I usually respond if I see your message. Sometimes I'm so wrapped up in work that I just don't see messages. Darren says, AT&T TV Now service has gotten better since I left, but YouTube TV is better. Yeah, so AT&T TV Now recently dropped their price a little bit, which is awesome. So if you've been thinking about trying it out, definitely now is the time. Robert says, Viacom owns Showtime. Thank you. I could not remember for the life of me if it was Showtime or Stars. Yeah, so Viacom CBS, sorry. Their strategy is to have the Pluto TV free tier and then CBS All Access, and then the premium is Showtime. So just kind of having one of each so they've got their bases covered. Ada says, I've removed and reinstalled Pluto TV and Crackle and nothing works. That's interesting. It could be, do you have an older streaming device or what are you using? Sometimes that could be the issue if you're not getting updates or something maybe. Commodore, unfortunately, we can't recommend using a VPN for things like that, for changing up your location, just because that violates terms of services. So that is not advice that we like to give. John says, I need baseball. You know what? Same. I was really looking forward to going to some Indians games this summer. Billy says, sorry for the typo, I meant busy. I liked buzzed better, personally. I'm too buzzed to answer messages. Sounds about right. Darren says, Stars has good movies too. Yeah, so one of my favorite things to do and something I love about cord cutting is I will use my Hulu subscription or sometimes Amazon or whatever, and I will use a premium add-on. So I just kind of switch around and whatever I feel like using. But yeah, that's a really good way to watch a lot of newer, good movies that you might not see otherwise, is just subscribing to one of those premium add-ons for a month. And whenever you're done with it, you can cancel or switch to another one, whatever you want. John says, NFL draft is tomorrow. Yeah, I'm wearing my Cleveland shirt. I'm ready for it. I'm actually going to be watching live with some friends. We're going to use the House Party app while we all watch the NFL draft. You can watch it for free on Sling. It's part of their happy hour free programming. So if you're looking for a way to watch the draft tomorrow, Sling TV. Also, we'll have a post up tomorrow just about how to stream the NFL draft. So if you're looking for more options, check out cordcuttersnews.com tomorrow. Robert says, my wrestling is still on, but not the same without fans. Yeah, I was just listening to someone else talk about that. I think on a podcast, maybe. They were saying it's so weird to watch it without fans cheering. I can't imagine. All right, we'll do just a few more questions, and then I'm going to get going and prepare some stuff for tomorrow morning, get some posts ready to go. So just a few more questions. Brett says, I like the Nick Hits add-on for Prime Video. I've not heard of Nick Hits. Interesting. Is it a Nickelodeon channel? Sounds good. Blackworm says, Sling TV has been very unreliable as of late. A lot of annoying buffering. I think that's probably because so many people are using it. Sling's been working really hard to offer free content to people, like free news channels, free entertainment. They're doing their happy hour where you can watch free prime time at night, starting at 5 o'clock. Sesimion says, why do I sound like I'm scared? My voice is really shaky. I feel like I'm losing my voice. It's just from talking so much all day long. That's why I keep sipping on my water. Not scared of anything. My voice is just a little shaky. Commodore says it's odd without fans. Yeah, I can imagine. I think anything where you're used to hearing people in the background and then all of a sudden they're gone. A little weird. Better than no wrestling. Yeah, that's the thing. We'll take what we can get right now, I think. Darren says, pretty sure the draft is on ESPN too. Yeah, I'll check it out. We're definitely getting a post together to go up tomorrow about how to watch. David, that would be because you were asking about jailbreaking a device, which is why I did not answer that question. Robert says, no issues on my end with Sling TV. You know what? I haven't noticed them either, but I would believe it if people are seeing some buffering there. Ada says, hi Jess, using Roku Premiere bar style, but no Pluto TV or Crackle. Interesting. Oh, you're in the Caribbean. Yeah, that might be why. It might just be a location thing. It doesn't work in all locations. I would say check their website and they'll tell you on there if it's available in your location. Matt says, YouTube TV is going to add me TV. Are you asking or are you saying? I have not heard that, but it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Travis says you can get free Me TV. It's available with antennas. Is that true? I don't get it, but my antenna does not pick up many channels. I did have someone after last week reach out on Twitter to tell me why that is and what I can do to fix it. So I haven't had a chance to dig in a whole lot, but I usually just use free streaming services. So yeah, I get a lot of channels that way, and I'm subscribed to so many live TV streaming services that it doesn't affect me a whole lot. Blackworm says MeTV is one of my favorite channels. Yeah, a ton of Cord Cutters news readers love MeTV. So anytime that we hear about news from them, we try to post it. So yeah, if I hear anything, definitely I will get a post up. Yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, it's free with antenna. So if you can get it, awesome. If you're like me, and your antenna only picks up a handful of channels, it's a problem. Randy says, will MeTV ever have a Roku app? It's definitely a possibility. It could even come to the Roku channel for free. We'll see. I have not heard any updates. Michael says, get Sling. I have it. I have it and I like it. Oh, Ron says Locast has MeTV also. Yeah, I keep forgetting about Locast just because it's not in my area, so it doesn't register all the time. But yeah, if you're in an area that has Locast, it's definitely a good option. Colin wants to know what my preferred live TV streaming service is. I've used Hulu the longest, even before I worked for Queer Critters News. I was using Hulu with Live, and I like it a lot, but I have all of them. I like all of them. YouTube TV, I get a lot of buffering, but I know that's not a problem for everyone, so it could just be a me problem, not a YouTube TV problem. Bill says, what antenna do you have? I have a Mohu Leaf. And honestly, it's fine for what I need it for. It picks up a few channels that I like. I really just wanted the local channels, but I use live TV streaming services to watch everything. John says YouTube TV is awesome. Yeah, I know a ton of you guys really love YouTube TV. It's a very popular one among Queer Critters News readers. David wants to know if you should ditch cord cutters unless you're willing to subscribe. I don't know. I think we share a fair amount of news about free streaming services. We can recommend antennas and things, but we keep everything legal. We don't support piracy or anything that is illegal. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not the right place. All right, I think that we're going to wrap up now. So again, apologies for the whole Queer Cutting Today fiasco. I will try to do a weekly wrap-up video on Friday or Saturday. And again, Philip is coming back on Monday, so you can expect him to be back in action and producing these videos for you. And I will be back next week. So if you have any other questions, you can find me on Twitter, or you can come back next week and ask again. So thank you all for being here. This was a lot of fun. I had a great time with you guys. So have a great week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you all next time.